Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the arrival of the official party and remain standing for the playing of the national anthem and the invocation provided by Chaplain Leatherman.
Please pray with me. Father God, we've assembled here today to say farewell to one commander and welcome to another. Father, we ask your blessings upon Colonel Jessica Spitler and her family as they move to a new assignment. Thank you for the impact that she's made in the lives of those that she has led in the Diagnostics and Therapeutic Squadron. It's my prayer that you would bless Colonel Spitler with many continued years of successful service. We further ask your blessings upon Lieutenant Colonel Tam Dinh and her family. Thank you for her husband who joins us from Washington, D.C., and her sons and daughter who are here today as she assumes command. I pray, Father, for wisdom and discernment in leading those trusted to her care. And Father, we also thank you for the privilege that we have to serve in active duty service. We pray these things in your name. Amen.
Ladies and gentlemen, please take your seats. I am Senior Airman Therese McPherson, and I will be the narrator for today's ceremony. On behalf of the Commander, 60th Medical Group, Colonel Kristen Beals, and the men and women of the 60th Diagnostics and Therapeutic Squadron, welcome to today's official change of command ceremony in which the reins of responsibilities and leadership will pass from Colonel Jessica Spitler to Lieutenant Colonel Tam Dinh. As you will notice, today's ceremony will be uniquely executed as it is vital that we continue to fight the COVID-19 virus by maintaining social distancing. This situation has and will continue to present us with challenges that we will overcome. The change of command ceremony is rooted in military history dating back to the 18th century. At that time, organizational flags were developed with color arrangements and symbols unique to each particular unit. The flag served as a rallying point and reminder of their allegiance to their leader during battle. To this flag and its commander, military members dedicated their loyalty and trust. When a change of command took place, the flag was passed to the individual assuming command in the presence of the entire unit. All unit members could witness their new leader assume the responsibility and trust associated with the position of commander. He or she who possessed the flag also held the unit member's allegiance. This symbolic tradition has survived throughout military history. Our goal today is to continue the change of command tradition while recognizing the constraints of the unprecedented times we are currently in. At this time, it is my distinct pleasure to introduce the official party. The presiding officer, the Commander, 60th Medical Group, Colonel Kristen Beals. The outgoing commander, Colonel Jessica Spitler, accompanied by her husband and children. The incoming commander, Lieutenant Colonel Tam Dinh, accompanied by her husband and children. We are also privileged to have with us today several distinguished guests. The commander, 60th Air Mobility Wing, Colonel Jeffrey Nelson. The Command Chief, 60th Air Mobility Wing, Chief Master Sergeant Derek Crowder, accompanied by his wife, Tia. The Deputy Commander, 60th Medical Group, Colonel Laura Bao. The Superintendent, 60th Medical Group, Chief Master Sergeant Chanel Malnar. We would also like to extend a greeting to all members of 60th Diagnostics and Therapeutic Squadron and members of Team Travis watching today's virtual ceremony. Ladies and gentlemen, the presiding officer, Colonel Beals.
It is Airman First. Thank you, sir, for remembering that. Nobody outranks safety, though. Welcome, welcome. Oh my gosh, thank you so much, Colonel Nelson, Chief Crowder, Tia, Chief Malner, all of the Team Travis teammates that are watching virtually, our Med Group teammates that are watching virtually, and thank you so much, really, the 60th Diagnostics and Therapeutic Squadron members who are here in person today to celebrate Colonel Spitler and her impact on your lives and careers, and welcoming Lieutenant Colonel Select Tam Dinh to your family, the Diagnostics and Therapeutic Squadron. So again, historic day during historic times, and it's just a pleasure to be here today and preside over this ceremony. A special thanks again to those watching online. I want to thank Min, Tam's husband, for watching online from DC. And my husband, Michael, is watching online from San Antonio. And to all the other teammates that are out there. The 60th Diagnostics and Therapeutic Squadron is a 350-member squadron that generates far more than its weight in people. 1 million labs per year, 2 million prescriptions per year, 240,000 meals per year, and 180,000 radiology exams per year. So it also delivers radiation oncology cancer services to our most vulnerable population. And if you can imagine, during this crisis and during the SARS-CoV-2 crisis, DTS, Diagnostics and Therapeutics, never stops. So they never close. They are always open, and they are always rising to the challenge to meet anything that comes their way. Because if there is one single patient inpatient at David Grant, all of these teammates are here to serve those patients that are here on our wards and anyone that comes into our ER. So thank you all for being always on, always giving of yourselves, and always giving to Team Travis and David Grant Medical Center. Colonel Spitler arrived, if you listen to the dates on her decoration today, less than a year ago. So again, I feel like we're a talent factory. We get great commanders and leaders in, and then they go on to do even better and greater things for our Air Force and for the Department of Defense. So less than a year ago, we were sitting on this stage without social distancing and masks to welcome Colonel Spitler after a successful career up in DC, an assignment up there up in DC, and she brought all of that expertise to the forefront because she arrived just as we were in the throes of preparing for the new electronic health record, MHS Genesis. So we adopted it in September. She came in June. So she's like, darn it, a few more months. So she immediately hit the ground running. And within the first few weeks, you would have thought everything would have been Genesis focused, getting everyone ready for Genesis, getting the squadron ready for Genesis. But she actually she's just the kind of person that I've known all my life, since I've known her. Is first thing she did was meet every single person in the squadron. That was her first priority. She wanted to personally meet every person and meet with her senior NCOs, her officers, and her senior leaders in the squadron one-on-one, to get insights into the squadron, into the challenges, and learn more about the squadron from where they sat rather than from what she had been told, either by other leaders or colleagues. So to me, that just shows her true character, that she believes in you and she advocates for you and she trusts you to tell her the truth. And with that, she built huge credibility and trust with the squadron members. She is very personable and very outgoing and very happy and optimistic, which I mentioned at your change of command last year. But with that, she likes to connect with people, and she's a master connector of people. She connects them to each other and to her. And she created this Instagram account. I didn't even know what Instagram was. And she's like, ma'am, it's not Facebook anymore. It's not Snapchat. It's Insta. We got to do Insta posts. So she creates this Instagram account from scratch and goes around her squadron every day and collects photos of great things, awards, decorations, babies, birthdays, ALS graduations, and posts them on this Instagram account nearly every day to celebrate her people and the great things you all do on a daily basis that don't show up in the numbers on decorations and OPRs and EPRs. So I just thought I was so impressed by that, because adopting technology, I mean, Genesis was enough for me. So, but that gift of connection, I think you all will feel that, and that is the legacy that she has left, is bringing diverse groups of experts in lab, pharmacy, radiology, and nutritional medicine together as a teammate, including the oncologists. Your infectious energy and contagious smile not only infiltrated your squadron, as we know, the squadron takes on the characteristics of its leader and the personality of the leader, but you also infected the leadership team and the executive staff here, even when things were really tough and when there were really complex, difficult issues, again, with Genesis and with coronavirus, and day in and day out, just basic leadership challenges. Jessica always came with, but let's think of the bright side. Let's take this on. Let's handle it. Let's work with it. Let's simplify these complex issues, whether it was a personnel issue, whether it was a career issue or something with processes. You always seem to break down very complex issues so that we could all digest and understand, and we could kind of get after the little things. And I know you did that for your squadron as well, because sometimes things seem so great that we don't think we can make an impact, but you did that. And with that, with you all never closing, the next challenge, obviously, just as we started to get good at Genesis and we started learning the new workflows in pharmacy, went from 8 to 37 steps to fill a prescription. In lab, it took almost 30 minutes longer to check in a patient into the lab. You overcame all those challenges, and then we had the holidays, and then we welcomed SARS-CoV-2 to our midst. And again, what did that impact the most? People cannot stop getting their prescriptions. They actually need their prescriptions more. They need laboratory testing more. And you developed with your team one of the first DoD Air Force sites to do in-house coronavirus testing. And that was something we dusted off, something in our warehouse, brought it online, and then you all learned how to use it as it was a deployed environment equipment. So thanks to your leadership and the team for developing in-house testing, which is now proven to be quite valuable and critical to our success in the response to coronavirus. The Joint Radiation Oncology team, obviously, you can't just tell cancer patients that you're no longer open for their care. So again, that team was yet another team that stayed open throughout the coronavirus pandemic, when everyone else was shutting down services and teleworking. You all came in every day and showed that grit and resilience. So thank you for that. And the squadron continues to rise to any challenge, and I know they will, because of the inspired leadership that you have provided them. And you've set the example for them for many years to come. And I know Lieutenant Colonel Dinh will benefit from the impact and influence you've had on all of our folks here at DTS and in the Med Group. And then I've known Jessica since 2006 in Bitburg, when I was I won't say I don't like that word, when I was a general surgeon. And apparently she has a story about that I don't remember. So if I was mean, forgive me. And then we ran into each other again when she took command of the 59th Medical Operations Squadron at the 59th Medical Wing. I was the deputy group commander, and saw her come on board to the largest Air Force Medical Operations Squadron. And you were the same then as you are now, and so I'm so glad to see you're continuing to be your authentic self, because that authentic self is amazing, and it has great impact and great reach. And so continue. And of course, as I said, she's only been here a year, and that's because the Air Force sees the value in her leadership and her talents. And she's going on to take her own group command at the 30th Medical Group at Vandenberg, and she's going to join the Space Force. And she's very excited about the new uniforms. And with that, we wanted to send you off to the Space Force, knowing that you are going to make the same impacts that you've had all of your life, and you are going to, we want you to be able to bring the person that you are to them. And here is your going away on video for everyone to see. The legacy you have left. That is Spitler, the Spitler move, we call it. And with that, I know Tam. Tam is just, she's so excited to be here again. Another high-performing officer, another pharmacist. So this will be the third pharmacist in a row. We are on a great streak here with our Squadron Command pharmacists. But I've known Tam since 2013. And when I saw her name as a potential candidate for this Squadron Command, I immediately knew she was the right fit, particularly in sequence after Colonel Spitler. I knew, because Tam has a lot of the same endearing qualities, the same character, the same hardworking ethic, and the same intent to mentor and educate and teach and bring all of her expertise. She just came from force development up at Air Force Surgeon General staff, and I know they're on the line, so thanks so much for watching and letting us have Tam here at David Grant Medical Center. She's going to bring all of that force development for both enlisted and officer to bear, and as well as your DHA. She was involved in a lot of the conversations about what does DHA look like, what is that going to do for the MTFs, what does that mean for us. So she will be able to bring all of that expertise and knowledge to bear. So thank you for what you will do for our airmen in the 50th Diagnostics and Therapeutic Squadron Command. She is also, this will be her third Squadron Command. When we met at Lakenheath, you were the pharmacy flight commander, and she was eager as ever. And my partner, Medical Support Squadron Commander Gigi Simcoe, who graduated with Colonel Nelson at the Academy, Tam was always running down the hall to Gigi's office, and I'm like, what's going on down here? Like, there's great stuff happening. And so again, Gigi helped inspire both of us to command, and here you go, you got a command advance. But your proudest moment in your career is when she deployed to Ali Al Salem, Kuwait, to be the IG. And that obviously is not a typical role for a BSC officer and for a pharmacist. So that really, you stepped outside of your comfort zone, and you really made a big impact downrange in the 386 Air Expeditionary Wing as the IG. And again, you bring all of that talent and knowledge to bear here at Travis. So with that, you've got another compassionate, high-performing, caring leader coming into your command position here, and I know you will have the same experience with her as you did with Colonel Spitler and before her, Colonel Montel. So we're just so proud to welcome you and Min and the kids. And Mark, I want to thank you and the kids for being such great neighborhood mates and great teammates, to David Grant. Sir, thank you for coming. Colonel Nelson, Chief Crowder, Tia, thank you for coming. Chief Malner, thank you for coming. And again, everyone online, thank you for coming today and celebrating this historic event with us. And let's get on to the change of command.
Thank you, Colonel Beals. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand as we present Colonel Spitler with the Meritorious Service Medal.
Publish the order.
Attention to orders. This is to certify the President of the United States of America, authorized by Executive Order 16 January 1969, has awarded the Meritorious Service Medal, 5th Oak Leaf Cluster, to Colonel Jessica R. Spitler for meritorious service 26 June 2019 to 10 June 2020. Colonel Jessica R. Spitler distinguished herself in the performance of outstanding service to the United States as Commander, 60th Diagnostics and Therapeutic Squadron, 60th Medical Group, 60th Air Mobility Wing, Travis Air Force Base, California. During this period, Colonel Spitler commanded the 349 squadron members, providing 1.2 million laboratory tests, 2.2 million prescriptions, 180,000 radiology procedures, and 240,000 meals in support of 276,000 eligible beneficiaries. Additionally, she initiated 87 workflow changes during Genesis installation, ensuring successful launch of the $5.5 billion electronic health record. Moreover, Colonel Spitler directed the first Department of Defense blood bridge, which expedited the process of transfusions by 25%, resulting in the laboratory earning the American Association of Blood Banks and the College of American Pathology accreditations. Furthermore, she oversaw a $4.9 million pharmacy renovation that integrated automation systems, saving 3,500 fewer man-hours and $150,000, which was key to Joint Commission accreditation. Finally, Colonel Spitler's outstanding leadership drove a successful response and 1-hour testing during the coronavirus disease 2019 pandemic. This led to the squadron garnering the Wing Team and Civilian of the Year, Air Mobility Command Dietary Airman and Non-Commissioned Officer of the Year, and the Air Force Medical Service Laboratory Airman of the Year. The singularly distinctive accomplishments of Colonel Spitler reflect great credit upon herself and the United States Air Force. Please be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, the outgoing commander, Colonel Spitler.
This is really fun. Okay. My favorite. Okay. There have been a few pictures of me doing that, that's true. All right. I wrote this down so that I wouldn't go off on a tangent, so bear with me. Okay. Colonel Nelson, Chief Crowder, Tia, Chief Molnar, Colonel Beals, the Dinh family, commanders, chiefs, first sergeants, thank you very much for taking the time to attend this change of command today for the most hardworking, dedicated, and talented squadron in the AFMS. Yeah, they really did. So Captain Dornan, protocol staff, Master Sergeant Sherman, Seaman McPherson, and Ms. Burgo, Sergeant Miles, thank you for so much for putting together this ceremony. It's very, very nice, despite all of the circumstances. Thank you. Colonel Nelson, your leadership priorities of airmen, team, pride, and readiness are front and center in the 60th Diagnostics and Therapeutic Squadron. Your clear direction to empower the squadrons made it easy to focus on the mission and the airmen who achieve it. Thank you for your constant guidance and mentorship, and for repeatedly taking the time to recognize our MDTS members. You did that so much. I wish you and your beautiful family the best as UPCS this summer as well. Colonel Beals, I have had the pleasure of working with you on and off for almost 14 years. When I first met Major Dr. Beals, it was right after I returned from maternity leave after having that older one right there. Yep, and it was during grape harvest, at Bitburg in Germany. And she was the new general surgeon on staff, and my charismatic airman, Vito Stapola, told me that you were here and that you needed some changes to the, I was the pharmacy flight commander. So I was covering for both two places at Spangdahlem and at Bitburg, and of course, with a general surgeon, they may, come in at any time, and so that means that the pharmacist, who's the only person who's certified to work in the hood, had to come in at any time as well. And my first meeting with her was actually at a pharmacy and therapeutics meeting, and I had heard, a new general surgeon wanted some changes, and I'd met general surgeons before, and I mean, I may have stereotyped a little in my head about what a general surgeon would be like, and then I met her, and I was like, she's so great and bubbly and nice, and she just told me, oh yeah, these are the changes that I want, and this is what I need, and everything was just perfectly fine, and it was just so refreshing and nice to meet someone that just didn't fit that stereotype. She was a delight, yes. And so I knew she was special, and we closed that hospital at Bitburg that next year, and she moved on. But Major Dr. Beals really taught me that I don't need to be the stereotype in order to be an effective leader. It really is best to just be your authentic self. So thank you for that. And several years later, I met her again on the phone when I was interviewing for the 59th MDOS Squadron Commander job in 2014, and she was just starting. She had just arrived. And the outgoing group commander was kind of like, I'm not dealing with this, and so she ended up having to hire for the squadron commander position. And so she was so easy to talk to and has true passion for people, and so we were able to talk about that and definitely hit it off, and it was wonderful to be able to join that team. And then you probably remember this, but we worked on that high-profile project of turning the urgent care center into a emergency room, and so during that time, she taught me that no matter what, we can achieve success by figuring out how to make the vision of a leader into reality, no matter how many hurdles there are, and just break it down and get it done. And so, thank you for that. And then last year, when I was really itching to get out of air staff, a miracle happened, and I was selected to be a commander again with Colonel Beals at Air Force's flagship hospital, David Grant Medical Center. She led us through Joint Commission accreditation, MHS Genesis Go Live, the response to COVID, and that is above and beyond that 24/7 of what we already do every single day. So it reminds me of one of my favorite Eleanor Roosevelt quotes. A woman is like a tea bag. You never know how strong she is until she's in hot water. Well, we were in a lot of hot water this year, and you're an amazingly strong woman. And we had it was like having a couple of years in one. So, so we have plenty of things to do. And so, Colonel Beals, you are a very, very strong officer and leader and example. And thank you for your many years of mentorship and your constant support. Thank you. All right, so I'm going to lighten up for a second. So my speech is about half over, but do you know when a conversation with a pilot is half over? Does anybody know this one? No. Uh-oh.
There's one here.
They say, enough about me. Let's talk about my plane. So just kidding, Colonel Nelson. The C-17 is great. It really is. Okay. So talk about drugs. Okay. So, Colonel Din, you are so lucky. This squadron is amazing. It's amazing. You have got 4 pharmacies, every diagnostic imaging modality the Air Force has, a DoD VA joint venture clinic, an extremely large and complex laboratory and pathology department, inpatient and outpatient, nutritional medicine department, and the DGMC Golden Bear Cafe. You've got 14 people deployed right now around the world, with several more ready to go, just waiting to get on that plane. MDTS trains the next generation of Air Force medics in 9 different training programs for enlisted and officers. When you count our shreds, you have 38 AFSCs that you'll take care of. They are on the front line of the COVID response, always ahead of the pack with bringing on robust testing for our community, for our redeployers, and for patients. This is a beautiful facility and a fantastic organization to be part of. However, it takes talented leaders and experts to make this mission look so easy. And these 4 flights are full of professionals who embody the core values every day. They are a joy to lead, and I'm so proud. They're going to make you part of the team right away. You'll have new challenges ahead, I'm sure. And I wish you and your family the best. You are the right person to lead this squadron to meet those challenges. And good luck in your command. Finally, to my family, you guys are doing great. Thank you for the unwavering support. You've changed jobs and schools and moved many times and jumped right in to be a part of your new Air Force family every time. And next, we're going to be space cadets. It's going to be fun. So thank you. And MDTS, I already got a chance to say goodbye this last week. So thank you for being my Air Force family. I wish you all the very, very best. And I look forward to all the great things that you will do. Thank you.
Thank you, Colonel Spitler. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the change of command ceremony.
Publish the order.
Attention to orders. Special Order G-20-020, dated 9 June 2020, Lieutenant Colonel Tam Dinh is appointed Commander, 60th Diagnostics and Therapeutic Squadron, Travis Air Force Base, California, effective 10 June 2020, under authority of Air Force Instruction 51-604.
Officer Setting.
Ma'am, I relinquish command.
Officers, post.
Please be seated. On behalf of Colonel Beals, it is my pleasure to introduce the new commander of the 60th Diagnostics and Therapeutic Squadron, Lieutenant Colonel Tam Dinh.
This is really hard to follow Colonel Beals and Colonel Spitler. The energies are just very, very high, but appreciate that. Good morning, Colonel Nelson, Chief Crowder, Tia, Chief Molina, Colonel Beals, and the teammates here. And also to the 60th Air Mobility Wing Commanders, leaders, chiefs, friends, and families. Thank you for being here either in person or watching live in Facebook. To Captain Dornan and team, I know Colonel Spitler already named all of you guys, but definitely is a unique organizational plan. This is my 3rd command, so it's very unique, and a huge thanks for the outstanding planning, communication, and to make this event together, them together, and having everyone here and online as well. I definitely know it takes a lot of work in balancing with patient care and other duties as well. And thank you again. Chaplain Leatherman, thank you for the much needed inspirational words. I ask that you continue to pray, especially for me and my family and everyone here, as we continue this journey together. Thank you. Senior Airman McPherson, thanks. You are the awesome narrator. Appreciate that. Colonel Nelson, Colonel Bills, I know you have a lot of choices. So I really thank you for putting your trust and confidence in me by giving me this opportunity. I fully acknowledge that being a commander is a privilege, neither a right or entitlement. I promise you that I am committed to be the leader that the men and women of the 60th Diagnostic and Therapeutic Squadron deserve to have. I am committed to continuous learning, exploring new tools and resources in developing our airmen, the Air Force Airmen, because our nation deserves the best Air Force warrior medics that we can be. Colonel Spitler, the pom-poms, I don't know if I can continue that tradition. What a small world. We met each other the first time at the Air Force Intermediate Executive Skills course. We were young then, so when we look at the commanders, we thought they were old. So it's been a long, long time ago. Thank you for leading the way and leaving the marks for me. From the air staff, I did follow you to DHHQ, now here. I consider myself fortunate to be able to follow your footsteps. And best wishes to you, your husband, and your children at Vandenberg. They are very, very lucky to have you at the command team. To my husband, who is watching us online from DC, and my children here, you are my rock, my everything. Thank you for your unconditional love and support. Thank you for embracing both the opportunities and the challenges of being an Air Force family. Thank you for living up to our family's belief to always have faith and live life to the fullest. I am extremely proud to be your wife and your mother. I would do it over again. To the 60th Diagnostic and Therapeutic Squadron, Airmen. What an honor it is to be your commander. I am here to work for you. I believe in accountability. We need to hold each other accountable. Hold me accountable. We judge ourselves by our intentions, but others judge us by our actions. Therefore, it is our duty to speak up when something does not seem right or questionable, no matter how small it is. In every individual we care for, in every team we support, and in every task we do, we must commit to accomplishing it to the best of our abilities, based on the foundation of trust, dignity, and mutual respect, with safety, zero harm in mind. Yes, zero harm. Our airmen and their families deserve nothing less, and I'm proud to serve alongside with you. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you again for taking time today to attend or view this ceremony, and I look forward to meeting and getting to know each and every one of you. Again, thank you.
Thank you, Lieutenant Colonel Dinh. We look forward to your leadership and guidance. Please stand for the playing of the Air Force song and the departure of the official party. Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes our change of command ceremony. We thank you for joining us and hope you have a wonderful day.